Let's talk about why success feels uncomfortable and how to normalize it with your new identity. Have you ever done something great, like you made progress, you hit a new level, and instead of feeling confident, you felt nervous, like you exposed, or maybe even a little unworthy? And that doesn't mean that something's wrong. It means that something is new. Welcome back to Creator Metaphysics. Here's a truth most creators never talk about. Success often feels uncomfortable, at least until your identity catches up to it. Your mind, your emotions, your system all need time to adjust. Because as crazy as it might sound, success often feels like a shock. When something new happens, your system immediately checks for danger, not because it's bad, but because it's unfamiliar. You see, your system doesn't know the difference between new and unsafe. There was a moment where I hit a new level. I'd been working toward it for a while. You know, there was progress, there was recognition, other people noticing that I was succeeding. But instead of me feeling confident, I felt a little off, uncertain. I felt tense, almost like I didn't belong there. And at first, I thought something was wrong, but nothing was wrong. It was just new. Ask yourself, have you ever reached something that you wanted and then felt uncomfortable in it? What did you tell yourself in that moment? Because the old identity doesn't recognize it. Your old identity was built for a different level. Less visibility, less pressure, less responsibility, less success. So when you rise, it doesn't match what you believe about yourself. For me, that ended up in my feeling like I didn't fit. I remember stepping into something bigger, and part of me felt like I didn't belong there. Like I needed to prove myself, like I had to justify being there. And that wasn't reality. That was my old identity trying to process something new. Where in your life do you feel like you have to prove that you belong? And deeper than that, why do you feel that way? It has a lot to do with your comfort zone, your set point. Your emotional set point has to expand. Everyone has a comfort zone, not just in action, but in feeling. What you're used to feeling, what you're comfortable with feeling. And if something feels too different, your system tries to bring you back. You have to learn to sit with it. There was a point where I stopped trying to fix that feeling, and instead I stayed with it. The discomfort, the unfamiliar feeling. And over time, it changed. It became normal. And that's when I understood you don't remove the discomfort, you outgrow it. Ask yourself, what feeling are you avoiding right now? That might actually be part of your growth. You see, you can reach a new level without being ready to hold it, but you can't keep it until it feels normal. Because what feels unnatural, your system will eventually reject. So here's a question that you need to ask yourself. Does your current level of success feel normal to you? Or does it feel like something you could lose at any moment? And the answer to that question is important. And if you're starting to realize that success isn't just about reaching something, but being able to hold on to it. This is exactly why I created the Creator's First Shift. It helps you break down the beliefs behind self-doubt and discomfort, the patterns that make success feel unstable, and how to shift into a version of yourself that can actually hold what you built. So you don't just reach new levels, you stay there. The link's in the description. Costs about the same as a cup of coffee, but the shift it creates in how you experience success, that's what makes it sustainable. And that's a key. Experience, you normalize it through experience. You don't normalize success by thinking about it. You normalize it by living it, by letting yourself experience it without pulling away, receiving it, sitting with it, accepting it. Ask yourself, when something good happens, do you fully accept it? Or do you downplay it, you question it, or move past it? That's where normalization happens. It becomes part of your identity. We have to anchor into identity, not into results. If your identity is tied to results, you always feel unstable because results change, but identity stays. So instead of saying, I achieved this, you shift into, this reflects who I'm becoming. Are you chasing results, or are you becoming the person who creates them? There's a difference. Remember this, success feels uncomfortable, not because you're not ready, but because it's new. And new always feels unfamiliar until it becomes normal. When your identity catches up, the discomfort fades, confidence stabilizes, momentum builds, and what once felt unfamiliar becomes who you are. And that's the shift.